They told me they were coming to visit. I almost laughed when I read the message. We'll be bringing a surprise for you, too. They roll like a cute little gift could wipe away 20 years of everything they'd done. I didn't answer at first. I just stared at the words glowing on my screen, letting their fake warmth seep through the letters. Then I typed, slow and steady, keep the surprise to yourselves. I moved states 2 years ago. And I never want to see you again, send, silence. And for the first time in my life, real peace. People love to describe family as warm and comforting. Mine was cold metal. My parents loved the idea of having a child, not the work of raising one. To them, I wasn't a person, I was a prop, something to show off, shape, compare. Every report card I brought home became a way to point out someone better. Every time I cried, they said I was overreacting. When I turned 18, my father told me, "You're on your own now. Don't embarrass us." They didn't push me out physically. But emotionally? I'd been pushed out long before. Still, I tried to make them proud. Maybe it was habit. Maybe hope. Even after I moved out, I'd call, text, visit. They only responded when they needed something: money, favors, reassurance. Then, 3 years ago, my mother texted me, "Your father's sick. We need help with the bills." I sent them everything I'd saved, money I'd put aside for my first apartment. And then I learned the truth. My father wasn't sick at all. They used my savings to buy a luxury SUV, the car they thought they deserved. Something inside me froze that day. And it never thawed. I didn't fight them. I didn't raise my voice. I just disappeared. Changed my number. Sold anything that connected me to them. Moved 2 states away. And rebuilt from nothing. New job. New place. New life. No calls. No birthdays. No guilt. 2 years passed without a word. Then this morning, the texts were coming to visit. We'll be bringing a surprise for you, too. The sheer nerve almost impressed me, almost. They still picture me as the child who could be guilt-tripped into forgiveness. They don't realize that person doesn't exist anymore. They have no idea that when I walked away from everything. The bank accounts they opened using my name, I closed them. The house they put under my name to dodge taxes, I signed it over to a women's shelter. I'd been quietly supporting for years. Every asset they tied to me for their own benefit is gone now. Legally, cleanly, permanently. One day soon, they'll find out. I didn't do any of it for revenge. I did it to cut the last rope they had wrapped around me. When I sent that final message, I wasn't angry. I was steady, cool, completely in control. Because real revenge wasn't blocking them or disappearing. It was knowing that eventually, they'd come looking, thinking they still had access to me, my life, my things, everything they believed belonged to them, and they'd find nothing. No address, no contacts, no trail, just blank spaces and silence. That was my revenge. No shouting match, no dramatic ending, just the quiet truth echoing back at them. Sometimes I picture the moment. They show up at the old apartment they sold, expecting me to open the door. My mother holding some cheaply wrapped box labeled surprise. My father pretending he never did anything wrong. And instead, strangers answer. I hope they stand there long enough for it to hurt. Long enough for them to realize they didn't just lose a daughter, they lost the only person who still tried to believe they could be better. People say forgiveness sets you free. But they're wrong. Distance does. Boundaries do. Final ones. When I blocked their number after that last text, I didn't feel guilt. I felt lighter, like I'd walked out of a burning house. And finally understood I'd been breathing smoke my whole life. I already know what that surprise was supposed to be: guilt with a smile. Maybe an apology. The kind people give only when they want something again. But I don't need it. Not anymore. It's strange, they taught me cruelty without care. And I learned silence without fear. If they ever read this or hear these words, I hope they finally get it. You can't treat someone like a burden and expect to be part of their success story. I'm not your daughter anymore. I'm the outcome of the choices you made. And that's one surprise you'll never unwrap.